And welcome everybody to the Daily Space Weather Show. I'm your host, Dan, aka Smash a Mash, coming at you here from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. And we're not just going to talk space weather, we're going to talk the state of the times. We say an interesting 5 years on planet Earth. Interesting. I'll just use the word interesting. And we want to know what you have found different. Is it just because all of mankind's institutions have been undermined? Why is everybody in such a strange state in 2025? Will 2026 be a better year? Will it be an opportunity to display leadership, wisdom, courage, strength, etc.? Or will it be more of the same? And is it just because all of mankind's institutions have been undermined, all the way from the family to education to science to the media to the government, etc.? Is that what's going on? Because that would make a lot of sense. And it certainly seems like that is what's happening. So, I mean, there are issues with people not really like acting normally. I mean, have you passed people walking down the street and said hi and had them just look at you like you're insane? I know I certainly have, and it's happened enough times now that it's looking like some kind of new normal, and it's far from normal. You know, when you're when you're in a public place and you walk past somebody and you say hi, and they just look at you like you're crazy. It's pretty weird, pretty weird. So yeah, we'll talk space weather here. We'll cover the basics of what the sun has been up to, and we have had some new sunspots rise. So let's get into it and see what's going on with the closest star. It is the most interesting one at which to start this. So I'm going to bring up the live chat as well. So if you've got questions, comments, etc., please leave them in the comments section. We do get to all questions and comments. Thanks for leaving comments there. Ayan Khan and John Neeson. I will get to your comments here in just a moment. I want to bring up the live chat console here so I don't have to view it on my device. So just bear with me here, and we'll talk all about things like sunspots and the radio flux and so forth. Cosmic rays and all of those exciting and interesting things. All right. So I'm going to bring up some imagery of the closest star here from the GOES 19 SUVI. And here's what the sun's looking like right now. We see some big filaments there. That's always interesting. Big filaments, of course, raising the likelihood of Earth-directed solar storms. So we're always delighted to see that. Give that a minute to load, and then we'll get a great animation. So yeah, hi Ayan Khan, hi John Neeson. Where are you busy? Reply me. Okay, look, you don't have to self-censor there, bud. So we're located in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania here. The eastern part of Pennsylvania, we're like about 20 miles from New Jersey. We are near Allentown, PA. All right, I'm just bringing up the chat here so I have it on screen. Ayan Khan says, what you job? Well, I'm a pro athlete. I'm a space weather forecaster. I'm a regular weather forecaster. I'm also a licensed insurance agent in about 8 states. And I'm a sales and marketing professional. So, you could say I'm a living billboard. That is part of my responsibilities. A living billboard. That is what a pro cyclist is, as we have to be able to explain what is on our jerseys. So, of course, We have sponsors on our jerseys, and that's why we're living billboards. So yeah, I've been doing that since '99. So anyway, space weather. Here are the past. Here's like today. Yeah, thanks for leaving comments, IonCon. Cheers. Thanks for joining the live stream. And if you're new to the channel, everybody, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Otherwise, you may not see the world's most comprehensive daily space weather content delivered directly to your YouTube feed. Don't trust recommended videos. Bro, I'm gooning with the sun. Pick is normal. Yeah, it's normal. This is what the closest star looks like. This is, you're looking at ionized helium here. So this wavelength of extreme ultraviolet light is only visible from space. That is why we're using the GOES 19 for that. Yeah, the sun. It's not really well understood. Now let's talk about incoming coronal mass ejections. But first, the cosmic ray report. There you go. Cosmic ray flux remains at a 20-year low. You can see we haven't had levels of cosmic ray flux this low since about 2004. One cosmic ray source is this high-mass X-ray binary, Cygnus X3, obviously located in the constellation of Cygnus, one of the stronger X-ray sources in the sky. It is located in the Milky Way galaxy. It is about 26,000 light years away, or actually about 32,000 light years away, so a little bit farther distant than the galactic core. These are the X-ray output data for Cygnus X3. So there's the daily data. That's this one in the upper left. This is the 1 month data, 30 days, and then this is the 20 years of X-rays from Cygnus X3. Now we're going to look at the Huxley report, the Huxt report. We want to see if there are any Earth-directed CMEs. Earth represented by this black circle out here. It also does show stereo A out here. So stereo A is about to get hit by a CME, but not Earth. So it looks like the coast is clear at the moment for space weather. Current conditions as far as a solar wind. Current solar wind conditions as described by the active spacecraft here, or you could say observed by the active spacecraft. Very nominal here. About 2.5 protons per cubic centimeter, just under 400 kilometers per second for the solar wind velocity. That is pretty unremarkable. Let's move on. Sunspot number is currently, as reported by the Royal Observatory of Belgium, that is 133, 134 sunspots, something like that, about 130 sunspots. And here's the radio flux depicted by this black line from solon.info/solar if you want to look at the data yourself. Cool thing about this website is that it also shows things like coronal holes. If you scroll down, it's going to show flares. It's going to show active regions. Solon.info/solar. It's a great resource for you. There's a monthly solar cycle data showing you sunspot number and so forth. We're just using it for the radio flux. It is this black line, and the 10.7 is very proportional to sunspot number. As you can see from this chart, the black line and the red line are quite directly proportional, meaning one goes up, the other one goes up. The one goes down, the other one goes down, etc. All right, let me get to your comments here. Thanks for dropping a comment there. Lejoie. Pardon me if I've mispronounced. I've done my best. So here's the coronagraph data. That's Venus there in the background, I believe. This celestial body right here is Venus. We are seeing some CMEs here, which may not be on the forecast yet. So let's cross our fingers. We are hoping that these are earthly directed coronal mass ejections. And if you are scared of space weather, well, you're doing something wrong. There's nothing scary about space or the space weather. If somebody's telling you it's going to kill you, they're they're doing you a disservice. Okay, space weather is not dangerous. You could make the argument that it's dangerous to astronauts and people doing lots of polar flights, but besides that, and we're talking about radiation exposure here, we're not talking about how the sun is going to somehow just kill you. It is the source of all energy and life on Earth. So please don't be scared of the sun. Those are some disturbing channels that keep claiming that, oh, space is very dangerous and spooky. It's just ridiculous. All right, so I see some more comments here. Let's see. 777 Biscuits is going to poop outside. That sounds great. Please don't do it in public, or you may find yourself a registered offender of the very inappropriate variety. Don't show your junk outside, folks, because it could lead to prosecution. All right. Oh, cool. You're an Antarctica ice core researcher. That's cool. Way to go. Way to crazy 620. An Antarctica ice core researcher. So, I mean, drop some interesting facts about Antarctican ice cores. I'm always interested in that kind of stuff. Because things like the geologic record or the hydrologic record when it comes to ice cores, those things don't lie. Although there are plenty of people putting out videos on YouTube that lie like a dog, okay? Fired like a dog, lying like a dog, like a dog. Why does Trump hate dogs? Why does he keep saying fired like a dog? Like, what is up with that? All right, so 77 Biscuit says he's got an active region. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Copy Naughton says any effect for that. I don't know what that means. The Army is allowed there. No one can go there. Okay, yeah. Antarctica is a worldwide science zone, so everybody can go there. It is an internationally accepted propagation zone for the study of science. So you can definitely go to Antarctica. You can, especially in Antarctican summer, you can definitely go there. There are lots of people there, at least hundreds, if not thousands of people at McMurdo Base during the Antarctican summer, where the sun never sets for 24 hours for a period of time. The Antarctic Circle, all of that fun stuff. Yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list, and you can definitely go there. So the idea that the Army is allowed to go there isn't really even true, unless the Army is going there to do some kind of a science mission. So the Antarctica is pretty much reserved for science, and the nonsense about not being able to go there is just that, utter nonsense. All I wish is the sun having a tantrum and sending us back to the year 1800. Well, unfortunately for you, that's not going to happen. So this idea that the sun's going to do a thing and it's going to destroy all the electronics on the Earth is fiction. It's science fiction. It's not real. It's not going to happen. I mean, you think a radiation shielded M1A3 Abrams tank is going to care if there's a major coronal mass ejection impact or something like that? Military aircraft, military comms, there are all kinds of things. The regular comms are radiation shielded. So if you go up on the mountain to where your local cell towers are located, you'll find that many of them are double diesel generator backup. They're backed up. This is not a thing. So the sun is not going to, quote, have a tantrum and send us back to the year 1800. That's not a thing. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Like, I understand why you want all technology to be destroyed at this point. I'm a YouTube content creator. We're paid to put content on this insane platform of censorship, misinformation, fraud, nonsense. People salaried to just lie to their viewers. So yeah, I feel your pain. Like, I would be fine if there was no technology, all right? I would do stuff like become a local resource. I would use my bikes to mitigate the wasting of gas and things like that. I would do all kinds of things on the grassroots scale, as I already do all kinds of things on the grassroots scale. So, yeah, it's. Let me get to the rest of the comments here. In the meantime, let's show more imagery of the closest star. Let's pick a different wavelength here. Let's show the house favorite. 171 angstroms, one of the species of ionized iron. Yes, the sun's atmosphere, or corona, is extremely rich. It is a chemical soup. It doesn't just consist of hydrogen and helium or something like that. That's iron. You're looking at iron. There's a lot of it right there where it's white. Here, there's almost none. But here, there's a lot. The sun constrains ions. And there's nuclear fusion going on and nuclear fission and all kinds of things happening there, making this an extremely chemical-rich environment. Why is the sun 24 hours in the North Pole and it's frozen? So the reason that the North Pole and South Pole are frozen is because they also spend 24 hours in the dark every year. So around the solstice, the winter solstice for the poles, they never see the sun for 24 hours for a period of, I don't know, 2 weeks, something like that. That's what it means. That's what the Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle are. Those are the places where the sun never rises or never sets around the solstices. So that's why. And the reason that the poles are frozen is because it gets super cold in polar winters. 77 Biscuits, if you are in space, definitely tell us in the comments, and definitely press subscribe, because we often forecast space weather before it actually occurs. Yeah, we have actual predictive value on our channel. So it's one of those things that when you immerse yourself in the data, you will get insight that perhaps nobody else even has. So yeah, don't be scared of the sun. You mean the sun is actively trying to kill us all? The sun is definitely not trying to kill us. If the sun was trying to do anything, it would be an indication that it's conscious. Do we have an indication that it's conscious? Just because ancient civilizations believe the sun's conscious doesn't make it so. If the sun is trying to do anything, how is it doing it? What is it thinking? Are you able to communicate with it? Please tell us in the comments. The sun is not trying to do anything. It's an inanimate object, I suspect. Not to say that it couldn't be conscious. Maybe it is. I mean, it does have many features that you could make the argument that are similar to life. Maybe it's a life form that has an extremely long time scale, an extremely long life cycle, or something like that. God Y8W2X says NASA made movies in the desert for moonwalking. Maybe. And if so, thanks for leaving a comment. Burke Gorgulu8627. Let me get to some more solar data here. I'm going to get back to your comments in a minute, but we got to get through the space weather content as well. So yeah, like I said, there may be some new CMEs on the way. Let's see what NOAA's saying. Does NOAA have new CMEs in the forecast? And it looks like there will be some solar wind enhancements here on New Year's Eve. Look at that. Some geomagnetic unrest here forecasted for New Year's Eve, and a mild geomagnetic storm to start out 2026. So there, some CMEs on the way, it looks like here. We'll also talk coronal holes, and let's change wavelengths here to get on the coronal hole. On the coronal hole tip. So there's, that's 284 angstrom, 195 angstroms rather, another ionized iron species. And as you can see here, we do have coronal holes. They will provide a fast solar wind here shortly, but they're going to be, these are not transequatorial, so it may be sputtering or short-lived, etc. All right, so that's a Space Weather Enthusiast dashboard. which includes NOAA's forecast for space weather. Next, the locations of planets. This is where planets are located today. On December 30th, I like to use the planetstoday.com. It's pretty sweet. And yeah, that's where things are located. If you're spooked of planets in a line, please press unsubscribe if you're subscribed to the channel, because these planets are not doing jack to you, and they're not nearly as well aligned as this image, because this is not to scale. These things are really far apart, and they are not directly affecting each other in any measurable or meaningful fashion. But that's where they are now. As you can see, Earth is kind of moving past Jupiter here as Venus and Mercury speed around in their faster orbits, and Earth will be spending the next few months catching up to Mars. That's where things are. All right, so we're going to look at stereo A here briefly, because I want to see if indeed we do see an Earth-directed CME. I think we may. So let's take a look at the data. Fingers crossed for an Earth-directed event here. We want you to see mid-latitude aurora where you are located. So there is stereo A's coronagraph. Now, if we do have an Earth-directed event here, it's going to be off to the left of this frame. Yeah, I think there may be some events here on the way. So we may see significant geomagnetic storming to start out the year 2026. So that's a great way to start out New Year. As you can see, there's this huge filament here in the process of erupting now. And this could be sort of directly in the Earth-facing zone of the sun. I'll just say that. As you can see, it is on frame left. So some events here happening today, and that does indeed look earthly directed. As far as the solar cycle progression, here you go. We can see here that we are well beyond solar maximum. There's the radio flux we talked about earlier. There is the sunspot number. You can see how proportional they are, as I stated. The ghost proton flux, these are the solar energetic particles. Extremely high voltages like 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, and 500 million volts. We ain't got none. They're flatlined. It's baseline levels of protons. As far as the X-ray flux goes, we're got a background level of about C2.5. That is up from where it was. If you look at the 7-day chart, we got down into a B-class background level. Down in here. But now we're back to a C-class background flux for the solar X-ray output. I see more comments coming in here. I'm going to get to them in just a minute. First, let's bring up today's data for the heliosphere. So while I cover your comments, we'll show this animation of the heliosphere's magnetism. So what you're looking at here are stereo B. That's this spacecraft shown out here. Here's stereo A. Earth is in a south pole magnetic sector, and there is an opening coronal hole here on the east of North Pole orientation. You can see it depicted here in the data. You can see this North Pole magnetic sector growing. And let me get to some more comments here. And meanwhile, we'll show the line of sight field plot. There is the closest star, and you can see south coronal holes here rotating toward the west, North Pole oriented coronal holes here, and you can see this one opening a little bit. Yeah, it is becoming transequatorial. The uptick in coronal holes, as the channel forecasted years ago, continues. So that is what to be expected. All right. Yeah, what up, homie? Thanks for leaving a comment there. Icosahedron. Whatever. It's going delightfully. How are you? Mrs. Robinson says, us living on a spinning globe is nonsense also. If you say so. If you say so. Is there gold on the sun? Yes, there's gold on the sun. There's water on the sun. There's all kinds of chemicals. Pretty much everything on the periodic chart is represented, and not just on the sun, but even in the solar wind. So it's a chemically rich environment out there. Look, space is not a perfect vacuum. And yeah, there are lots of chemicals. Lots of chemicals. Now, I see still won't listen dash I8L is leaving spam. So guess what? You've been placed in timeout for 5 minutes because you keep typing AI generated whatever. We don't like spam on the channel, so let that be a lesson to you. Please follow the rules. Kavi-NM6DL says only God commands the sun. And if God commands the sun, how do you know? What are the commands? How do you know that? Please let us know in the comments. God Y8W2X says, so no one been to the moon. Yeah, no one's been to the moon since the 70s. You could say that and make any semblance of sense. Mrs. Robinson and God lies, God Y8W says, lies, lies. Okay. If you say so, if you say so. Lejeune says, if the Miyake event happens today, it would destroy most satellites instantly. No, and the answer is no. If a Miyake event occurred today, it would not destroy most satellites instantly. It would damage some, it might destroy some might be knocked down, some might not be affected at all. It all depends on the nature of the Miyake event. So we don't know exactly what happens on the sun because we've never seen a Miyake event since the space age. All we see is evidence of it in the fossil and geologic records. So yeah, we don't know what the mechanism behind a Miyake event is. And let's move on to some more data here because we don't want the video to be too lengthy. After all, it is the daily space weather. Let's look at Cerro Tololo's magnetic field plot. So here's Cerro Tololo. And there are the sunspots and their magnetism. So we do have some potential for flares here, over here, and down here. Because why? How do I know? Because we see magnetic shear. So, for example, look at this area right here. You see the way we have stark white and jet black right next to each other? That is a high magnetic shear zone. That is a formula for large solar flares. Also, here we have a little bit of it. And here we have some significant shear, also some motion happening. So this is my favorite spot for a large solar flare. It is sort of in the Earth zone, and that's a good thing for all of you who are sane about space weather and are not consuming a bunch of nonsense about space weather on YouTube. We're very familiar with the nonsense purveyors on YouTube. They are grifters and fraudsters. They keep telling people things that are not true about space weather, about geophysics, about regular weather, about cosmology. Like, there is so much absolute crap on YouTube about this. It's part of the reason why our channel exists. We cite facts on the channel. So while our here's a great quote. You can quote me on this one. While our finest days lie ahead, fraudsters just lie. The people that are telling you the end is near, they're liars. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. So our finest days lie ahead. People that are telling you the end times are upon us, they just lie. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps dispel some of the nonsense about space and space weather. Next, we're going to look at Cerro Tololo once again, but now we're going to look at red light because that's going to show us the sunspots. So here is the latest. So here is a group that has, this is a beta gamma class at least, maybe beta gamma delta, but at least beta gamma. Down here we have another beta, well, let's see, yeah, that's a beta gamma class as well. So these are the most likely spot, especially this one. This, if it produces an M class or, most likely an M class event, don't be surprised to see that today. Here's the full disk view in red light, again from Cerro Tololo's ground-based solar observatory. Viewing 677 nanometers in red light. And last but not least, let's take a look at filaments. We're going to show both yesterday and today here because we want to see if any CMEs have happened. And if so, we may be able to see a filament blasting off. So a great holistic picture here. We're looking at hydrogen alpha. These are the areas that have a lot of hydrogen. These dark regions that are overlapping the sun, as well as these areas that are off the edge, these are all plasma filaments. So these dark regions up here, these are absorption features. So this is a more rich chemical soup than the hydrogen underneath, and it is blocking the transmission of some of that hydrogen, at least in those wavelengths, of getting to the ground-based observatory at Cerro Tololo. So we see some big filaments here. Yeah, some of these are worthy of names. Let me get to your comments here. Once again, we'll get up some more imagery in just a moment. So keep dropping comments there. I promise I will get to them. We do read all comments on the channel. By the way, if you're using a GPS, expect some terrible performance. So I was using my GPS yesterday and I had very bad performance. My GPS thought that I was about 900 feet higher than I actually was. So the altitude here at Smash News Network is about 420 feet above sea level. Yesterday, it showed that we were 1,400 feet above sea level. So yeah, GPS errors, those are to be forecasted when you look at the electron flux, because a lot of free electrons, a lot of ions in between you and your GPS satellite, which is at about 25,000 miles of altitude. The signals get refracted by those ions, and that's one of the reasons why we show and watch the electron flux. So here's where it's measured at the F layer of the ionosphere, which is at about 200 kilometers of altitude. Again, the satellites that are sending you a GPS signal are at like 25,000 miles of altitude, because geosynchronous orbits are very circular. Lower orbits are much more elliptical and much faster. So there's the F region. At nighttime, it does get a little higher at about 300 kilometers. Anyway, that's the diagram of the regions. We'll also show a still image of the regions here, as opposed to an animation, courtesy of Australian Government Bureau of Meteorology. There is the raw vibrational frequency of the ionosphere. That's in millions of vibrations per second, otherwise known as megahertz. And there is the anomaly in megahertz from a 30-day median. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Expect significant GPS errors. I see a lot of silly comments coming through here, so make sure if you're feeling very silly, make sure you leave us a silly comment. We will laugh at you. If you say something stupid, keep in mind we are free speech advocates. So if you say something dumb, that is on you. And if the rest of the viewers make fun of you forever, guess whose fault that is? Anyway, here's a lovely photograph of the blue globe on which you are citing nonsense on YouTube. All right, so let me get to your comments here. Somebody suggesting that these data that we're looking at are AI BS. It sounds like your comments are written by AI BS. Graphs on computer done by children artist. God, why don't you go read the Bible? Hey, Res Os. Good morning to you as well. Mr. Nice Van Troll 6556 says you kind of look like Jeffrey Epstein. So what's your degree? Well, you kind of look like a nobody who's irrelevant, leaving comments on a YouTube live stream. So you think I look like Jeffrey Epstein? What the hell? Are you blind, dude? I look like a Jewel, which is part zombie and part ghoul. And Epstein looks like a corpse, doesn't he? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Don't come to my town. I will clothesline you into a different plane of existence. All right, moving right along. Le Jules says 2,500 nanotesla /X100 plus. I don't know what the hell that means, Are you talking about your fridge magnet? Because your fridge magnet is much stronger than that. And an X100 plus, I guess you're talking about a solar flare that you're scared of, and you probably don't understand the physics of it. Because if you did, guess what? You wouldn't be scared of it. All right. Gain Shill says everyone knows the earth is flat. This is witchcraft. If understanding the basics of optics is too much for you, we would implore you to go back to elementary school, get the prerequisites you need to pass junior high science, and then you may be qualified to watch this channel. Your map is wrong. The earth is flat. How do we get so many flat earth deranged lunatics in the... You realize that you can measure the earth's circumference the same way Eratosthenes did. Go to the equator at noontime at the equinox, and then go to whatever other latitude on the spring equinox at noontime and measure the difference in the shadows. That's going to give you the angle, and the difference in angle allows you to put it in a formula and measure the size of the sphere. 2 pi r squared, these basic geometric calculations that people who think the planet's flat don't understand, basic optics that people just don't. Look, there's a photograph of the earth. Does this look flat to you? If so, you might be an idiot. All right, so here's the water vapor map for the US, and we hope that you are not an idiot. Part of the reason why we cover space weather is because Earth weather is far too easy to forecast. So we cover space weather because you need a challenge in life. If you're stagnating, that's death. Do something else. Do something else. If you're going to leave comments, how about leave smart comments and don't make a fool of yourself? Maybe try that. Try that. That might help. All right. Yeah, so that's a water vapor map. This is going to help you out if your radar data is not helping. So we've got this line of dry air stretching all the way across the country, and it's going to be colliding with a bunch of cold, moist air coming from Canada. So there's some snow coming, and we'll show a forecast or two. That's a great question, La Joie. I will get to it here in a moment. First, a map for absolutely no reason. Here's just a map of the planet, and we won't zoom in. Here is our radar.weather.gov map. All right, we're just going to briefly talk Earth weather here. Since we covered space weather, yes, there is some incoming space weather, which we're excited about. We're going to have some New Year's Eve action, aurora. People will be out in the middle of the night looking up in the sky. Hopefully it's clear, and they'll see lovely green and pink and all kinds of other funky colors up there, because the aurora is just awesome. And if you're scared of it, you don't understand basic physics. All right. So here is what's going on at the moment. All the precipitation here is mainly around the Mississippi Valley and points east. So a lot of lake effect snow here. We have incredibly strong winds. And you can see that the way these lines, the reason these lines are here is because these winds from Canada are just being accelerated by the Great Lakes. And there's a great, that is lake effect snow. Classic lake effect snow. All right, I see a lot of very silly comments here, so make sure you keep those coming, especially if you are feeling like a dummy. Definitely, if you are feeling like a dummy, leave a dumb comment. Again, because we are free speech tourists on this channel. So we like to make say something really, really stupid, while we may correct you on the bit. And we're not going to censor you. We'll let you type dumb comments forever, as long as you don't spam. Feel free to make yourself look like a dummy who can't pass junior high physics. I mean, really, we don't even call it physics in junior high because it's just basic science at that point. The education system has failed so many people that you can't understand what lens flare is or how to forecast your own weather. So anyway, this is a pressure map. And this low is in charge of really the whole country's weather at the moment. This low here is pulling air up toward Alaska. This one over here. This one here. See, this is pulling air toward Alaska. You can see it. It's very obvious. However, dry massive air is really in charge of everything over the US. This low is pulling air toward it. That's what lows do, okay? Lows suck, and anticyclones, high pressure zones, they blow. So yes, the highest winds in the world are associated with tornadoes and hurricanes. They are actually sucking, not blowing. And hopefully you're not sucking and blowing at forecasting and basic science. All right, so here we're going to show a forecast model. We're going to show the 72-hour forecast based on a GFS for snowfall, since, like I said, just by looking at data, it was super obvious that there's plenty of snow coming here. And there you can see a little bit of snow indeed coming. Utah, Colorado, but the main line into West Virginia. So there you go. We got some heavy snows here, especially around places like the Great Lakes. Places like Buffalo and Rochester are going to get absolutely plastered with snow. And I think that's where we should leave this one. However, let's bring up some more imagery of the closest star. And we'll show, let's show 94 angstroms here. It's great at showing solar flares and active regions. And I'll address the rest of the comments here, at least the ones that are worthy of a response. All right, so yeah, like I said before, Le Jouet, if a Yaki event happened, it would not destroy all power grids. It would not destroy all electrons. That stuff is shielded. Nuclear EMP emissions, you know, the EMPs from a nuclear weapon. So none of those things are going to be destroyed. There are lots of radiation shielded facilities, lots of people, Faraday cages. So I just don't know what you're talking about. You think it's going to destroy the global power grid and most satellites instantly? First of all, you yourself right away. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. Are you smarter than AI? Okay, let me address that one. Am I smarter than AI? The answer is bacteria is smarter than AI because AI is not intelligent. Let me say it again. AI is a scam of the 21st century because it isn't intelligent. So like all of these like Bitcoin bros out there who are like, we're going to have an AI induced utopia like tomorrow. Can we have a smartphone app that's bug free first? What, those don't exist? So they can't write a smartphone app that functions as advertised, but they're going to create an AI utopia. Those self-crashing Teslas, they're going to magically turn into self-driving cars that are safe to have on public roads because Elon lied to you and you believed it, right? That's what happened. So sorry to be a reality check on your nonsense, but that's what happened. So enjoy. There is no I in the AI. What's artificial are the frauds that are visited upon investors. Okay? The pioneers in AI, the out there like these large language models aren't intelligent. So if you're comparing yourself to AI, you don't even understand I or A or the fraud or like really Meta, Tesla, Twitter, Google, Microsoft, Apple going to bring through some sort of utopia? They can't make a smartphone app that's bug free. Are you shitting me? What a joke. There's no I in the AI, folks. There's no I there. Now that I got that out of my system. Yes, algae is smarter than AI. because AI is not I. It's only A, artificial. Should be relabeled UI, unintelligent. A lot of dumb comments here that will be ignored. So congratulations on wasting your fucking time and energy typing nonsense in the comments. They've been read. I've laughed internally at you, but they will not be read at all on this stream because you might be an idiot. Physics has limits as our geomagnetic field. Dude, go back to high school science. Physics has limits. Physics has limits as our geomagnetic field. What the hell are you talking about, dude? All right, let's see. Nothing was elite, ultra well. Wow, we got some really pathetic comments today. Don't forget about geoengineering and HARP. Okay, yeah, geoengineering. So, forget about geoengineering. You mean a thing that isn't occurring? Yeah, geoengineering. Who's doing it? Who's doing geoengineering? Who's changing the climate? Like, okay, you could make the argument that China is on the Tibetan plateau, furnaces that burn chemicals and try to affect trade winds and the monsoon season and take water away from other parts of Asia. That's about the only geoengineering that's happening. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that a nuclear cooling tower is making artificial clouds, therefore is making it cooler, like downwind from the nuclear cooling towers. Geoengineering, it's not a thing. Just because it really happens. And HARP. Okay, I won't forget about HARP. It has nothing to do with weather, geoengineering, the climate, nothing. It's sending radio signals to the ionosphere. Weather happens in the troposphere and the stratosphere, dum-dums. HARP has nothing to do with weather. Nothing. No weather happens in the ionosphere except space weather. We cover it on the channel. Then we cover regular weather. Regular weather occurs below the D layer of the ionosphere in Earth's mostly neutral atmosphere. Space weather occurs above the D layer in Earth's mostly ionized atmosphere. Know the difference. Or like, before you type a term, a buzzword in the comments, dum-dums, learn what the fucking word means. Like, what the hell? I can't debate somebody who's science illiterate, and guess what? I can't debate someone who's just illiterate. My gosh, pretty pathetic, the comments that we see. You have access to like all the information mankind has ever known, more or less, and you don't know what a word means, but you type it in the comments. You're one of these herp derps that types on Facebook and has no idea what you are talking about. How many back shots would you take if one back shot meant you could crack a femboy one time? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude. Produce more. Like, who cares? Who cares about cracking a femboy one time? What the hell does it mean? Have some kind of sexual fantasy about femboys? Don't enter into the squared circle with me. I will clothesline you over the top rope and then Hogan you. I will follow you with a leg drop straight to the ground. Don't be an idiot. Indian. I am not Indian. I am mostly Viking, Northern European. Breambo 3354 says, why is it density and buoyancy when you are in water, but when you walk on land, it's suddenly now gravity? No, it's still gravity when you're underwater. Next. What a dumb question. Folks, just so you know, again, we are free speech advocates, so nobody's comments are getting like, we are free speech advocates. You are free to say really stupid things. The implications are, I'm going to make fun of you, especially if you're a moron. So please don't be a moron. Look up the terms, look up the words that you're typing on Instagram and making a fool of yourself in YouTube comments. Look up the term first, know what it means, and then try to debate about it. You won't be like, I guess it really doesn't matter. Because remember, folks, not only can you not debate someone's when their science can't debate someone on anything if they're just regular illiterate. We got to use language, right? If illiterate, how the hell am I going to debate you? Learn basic English and then use that skill to read shit about science and then get your fucking head out of your ass, grow a brain, and learn something. God damn, dudes. All right. Yeah, it's not density and buoyancy underwater either. It's gravity is a feature of buoyancy. What the hell are you talking about? A lot of dumb comments. Yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming. What the hell? I'm disconnected from the chat. All right. Guess what? Google, one of the world's providers of AI fraud, is unable to create a bug-free smartphone. So enjoy that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Google create a utopia. They're going to create a what a jokia is what they've done. I mean, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sundar Pichai. Make sure you give that guy a $300 million bonus this year because he's done such a fine job with Google software, right? All right. All right, so the live stream ended, because YouTube software is completely broken. Microsoft software is completely broken. I'm waiting for my computer to restart here, and it's just not happening. The stream is over. So thanks to everybody who left smart comments. Thanks to everybody who left dumb comments. Hopefully you'll become actually literate, because look, it's very hard to become literate, and then it's even harder to become science literate. So if you do both, we'd love to debate you about science. But if you're just plain illiterate, we're not going to debate you about anything. And if you're science illiterate, we're not going to debate you about science until you understand anything about the buzzwords that you spout in the comments. So yeah, I was able to restart the stream here. I mean, that's a cool feature. Last time I had to get onto OBS on the computer to restart the stream, but here we are. So yeah, I mean, a lot of hilarious comments. Thanks for leaving them. No matter how dumb they might be, we appreciate the comments, even if they're idiotic. So thanks for that. Let me just scroll down here because, wow, lots of comments rolling in here. More than we can respond to. So it's pretty cool that the app actually recognized that there was a stream active. I don't know, the app just shut down. You know what I mean? So whatever. But yeah, the wizards of AI, they should probably be able to make a functional smartphone app before they're gonna replace us all. And what? AI has no eye. There's no intelligence. Large language models are not intelligent. So deal with it. Look at the overpriced NASDAQ. These wizards of AI, there's no there. They've got nothing. They're a joke. Are you seriously buying the stock of these companies yet? What the hell? How are they so inflated? How are these things priced into the market? How did the market not crash yet? Who doesn't know that AI is a bunch of trash? Scroll your Facebook feed. Look at all the gray goo in there. There's a bunch of nonsense on even YouTube's trying to get rid of the AI trash. So, I mean, wow. It's just wow. Just wow. Geez, so many comments here. All right. Yeah, I'm going to try to address these here if there's anything that's an actual, question that can be answered in a sane fashion. What about all these weird-looking hurricanes? There are no weird-looking hurricanes. Hurricanes look exactly the same as they did 10, 20, 30, and 50 years ago. Next! Yeah, like I said, HAARP has nothing to do with weather. So, yeah, you're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense there, Doc SafeTube. Do you even create content? Do you even make videos? Like Lejeune says, I'm the opposite of a scientist. Well, you're the opposite of somebody who knows what the fuck you're talking about. You keep talking about Miyake events. Do you even know what a Miyake event is? It is a GLE, a ground level event of particles. Do you even know what the hell particles are? I doubt it, because if you did, you wouldn't think that all electronics are going to be destroyed and that all satellites are going to get taken down by a Miyake event. Like I said, we don't even know what the mechanism that causes the Miyake event is. So, what the hell are you talking about, dude? Get a clue. Get a clue. They're free on the internet. Imagine the plot twist that this guy is a flat earthed, and this is planned to wake up people through people commenting. Wow. There are a lot of dum-dums on the internet today. Yeah, after this stream ends, I'm taking a long break from any screens because it's horrifying seeing how dumb people are. You have access to the internet, nearly all the information mankind has ever known, and you think that the earth is flat and that HAARP is weather control. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck, dude? Learn what anything is. Then type buzzwords in the comments feed. Maybe try that. You might sound like less of an imbecile. I can walk on water too. Yeah, everybody can walk on water. There's water in the air. There's water in the treads of my shoes. So the air has humidity in it. Everybody's walking on water all the time. Fascinating. It's called understanding basic physics. Gain Schillis. Gain Schillis, you look like you have diabetes. So you should probably address that metabolic problem before you call me a femboy. I probably produce like 10 times as much testosterone as you do. And like, what? Yes, free speech. This channel is a free speech advocate. We are real free speech purists. We encourage all legal speech. If it makes you sound like an idiot, then you should face the implications of sounding like an idiot so that you realize that you sound like an idiot, like have some self-awareness and discernment, and then maybe sound less like an idiot the next time you leave a comment. Just some strategy here for YouTube commenting. Super long commercial to get here. All right, thanks for the comment, Retro Doomsday Channel. Dude, we love super long commercials to get here. It means we're getting paid the big bucks to produce this content on YouTube. Oh my gosh, we're gonna be making it rain soon, you know, because of all the dough that we rake in. Oh, thank goodness. YouTube, it's not a career. It's a waste of your fucking time. I mean, it's a great way to disseminate information. It's totally not a charity case or anything. Yeah, we're paid to put up content. We're paid to make videos. It's true. It's true. Are you? Are you leaving silly comments and not running a monetized YouTube channel? You probably have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Mooncake 2689, best use of free will. Yeah, opening your face and having smart things come out of it. That's a great way to do it. How do you flood a spinning globe? Well, you put water on it. That's how. You put water on it, and then its gravity holds the water onto it. Wow, that was a tough question, huh? So does gravity turn off when you go underwater with oxygen in your lungs and turns on when you breathe all the oxygen out of your lungs? Please answer. Nope, gravity still... First of all, gravity doesn't turn on and off. Gravity is a distortion of space-time. So objects that have mass, they cause space-time to be bent. And that's what gravity is. It's not really a force. It's a warping of space-time. So if you took high school level physics, you would already know this. You wouldn't be talking about underwater and buoyancy and like, what the hell, dude? Be able to pass junior high physics, then leave a comment. Good God. Oracide says I should have recorded my achievement. Well, just record it in journal form or so. Like, what did you achieve? How about tell us that? Mooncake 2689 says, why don't we send astronauts to the sun? Well, it's because people don't like going on suicide missions. For the most part, people do not prefer to do missions that guarantee their demise. Those aren't good missions. If somebody tells you to go on a mission which is necessarily going to prove fatal, you might want to, not obey that command. It might be if you're a commander and you're telling people to do shit that you wouldn't do, you might be a bad commander. Gain Schillis says, this guy thinks abusing people online is teaching. I was covering a space weather video and chatting with our viewers, which means I'm going to talk about whatever I want. As a free speech purist, that's what I do. That's what I encourage you to do too, even if you happen to be a moron. I'm not saying you're a moron, but if you are, you can type whatever you want in the comments. You might out yourself as a dummy or somebody who's smart, or more likely, somebody who's average. Point Fire 94 says gravity is a theory. Watch this, watch this. Ooh, my crystal ball, it fell toward the core of the earth. Isn't that amazing? It's almost impossible to prove the theory of gravity, though, so I won't even go there. We should send astronauts to the sun at night. Yeah, that's right. We should send astronauts to the sun at night. Exactly. You are using English because it's the only language you know. Is it? Is English the only language I know? I think you might be being presumptuous. I am speaking English because it's the only language you know. We're not the same. We're definitely not the same, mooncake. You just assume things and you make an ass out of you and not me. Remember, you can't debate someone with bad Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's true. You cannot debate someone with bad Wi-Fi. Not in 2025. Unless maybe you're in person, then the Wi-Fi won't matter. Yeah, I mean, the comments that all science channels get are just this crazy mishmash of nonsense that people consumed on other YouTube channels, nonsense that people consumed on Facebook and so on. I mean, Feces book is more putrid than it's been ever before. Because now you have the herp derp dummies who can't simply look up a term to understand what it means before they type a buzzword in the comments. But you have AI trash everywhere as well. People are like, look, I made art by telling a large language model to show me a photograph of Elon Musk and Bill Gates making out on Mars. That's not art. That's trash. Did we make him quit? Or did his neighbors turn their Wi-Fi off? Good one, Gene. You're so witty. All right. I'm still scrolling the comments here, folks, so keep them coming. As long as they keep coming, I might keep commenting on them because the title of the video is Let's Chat. I already covered space and earth weather, so this is all just icing, fluff, and doing it for the lulz. So yeah, you think of typing something dumb, definitely do it now. Oh, you speak Maori, English, and Spanish. That's pretty cool. Are you Australian? Are you saying via World War II, the world, we almost spoke German as a world language? Yeah. I mean, Germany almost won World War II, folks. If Hitler had listened to his own generals and not opened an Eastern Front, there's a significant possibility that the whole Western world would be called Germany. But he opened an Eastern Front, and that was the downfall of the Third Reich. Ah, Lejeune speaks English, French, and Spanish. Well, you're so cosmopolitan. Cortega98 says, what is Lil Bro talking about? I'm not your bro, dude. Like, the word bro is officially the most overused word in America. Stop saying it. You sound like idiots. Bro. Like, if the majority of the words in your sentence are the word bro, delete that sentence, start over. Like, limit yourself to one bro per sentence, maybe. How many stabbings have you had over in Germany? Ah, yes, the native language of New Zealand, you know. Yes, I know. New Zealand, not a nice place to live. I mean, the government is bonkers. So, which is not to say the US government isn't completely insane either, but not as crazy as the Australian or New Zealand governments. They're even more f***ed than the US. Okay, yeah, the prison island of New Zealand. Ever since 2020, New Zealand has been, what's the right term? Suboptimal. Germany did not give up on a strong military. Germany still has some of the most advanced weapons, soldiers, special forces in the world. They still have a strong military. In fact, US special forces train with German special forces all the time, just like with the UK and Belgium and Netherlands and France, etc. All right. We love to see our viewers bonding with each other, even if it's about something you don't like about me. I love that. It doesn't hurt my feelings in the slightest. And I'll bet my skin is a lot thicker than yours. Since I've crashed a skateboard tens of thousands of times, mountain bikes thousands of times, crashed road bikes, I've crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed, and I've still gotten up. That's why my skin is probably a hell of a lot thicker than yours. I do shit on the vehicle scale. So if you want to come play games, come to Lehigh Valley. We'll play games. You won't like the rules, and and hopefully you'll survive the games. I live on the edge. You type comments in YouTube. You see the difference? We're definitely not the same. Why do you keep talking about Wi-Fi? Who gives a fuck if it's on Wi-Fi or not? The connection is the connection. Like, this device is on Wi-Fi. These devices are plugged directly into a Verizon Fios cable modem, which has like 300 to 400 megabyte upload and download speeds. Do you like cheese pizza? I certainly do. I would eat a slice of cheese pizza right now. And frankly, I feel like I need one. But it's going to be a while until I have some real calories. And we'll keep those classified. Maybe I'll make another video about those later to share some of the brilliant recipes, like in our playlists, like the Ownage Food and Drink playlist. There are lots. If you go to the channel and click playlists, we don't just talk space weather and science illiteracy on the channel. Yes, come together to hate me as a team. That's really going to accomplish a lot in life. Way to go, Gene. You're a smart cookie, pardon the sarcasm. Mooncake says they're on a watch list. Congratulations. I don't want to get on a plane anyway, so who the hell cares? Watch all you want. You ain't going to see anything. Yes, make sure you leave a thumbs down. Leave a thumbs down, press unsubscribe, leave a nasty, angry comment, and go all over social media and put us on blast so that I can keep making fun of you across platforms. I want to make fun of you on LinkedIn. I want to make fun of you on Instagram, Feces Book, all of them. Oh, and of course on Twitter. You know, the Twitter, the platform that Elon Musk made even worse and even more censored than it was under Jack Dorsey. Yeah, that piece of crap platform full of science illiterate retards. Science illiterate, mentally deficient humans. Is that more politically correct? Definitely leave a thumbs down. Leave a thumbs down. Report the video. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Your opinion is totally irrelevant. It hurts my feelings so much. Oh, I'm a shrinking daisy. Your comments, they're melting me like water does the wicked witch. My crystal ball is melting before my very eyes. Gain Schillis. Dude, address that diabetes. It's a metabolic problem. Diet and exercise. You can come out of it there, bro. Okay. Yes. Oh, was I in the Diddy party? Yes, I was in the Diddy party. I'm actually the wholesaler that provides the baby oil for Diddy. I don't mix anything into it. I don't put any drugs in the baby oil. But I'm the one who drives a tanker truck to Diddy's place, you know, to empty it into the oil tank that he has in his basement. Yeah, because he has hoses that go to all the rooms. You don't want to just have baby oil in the basement. You want to have it everywhere. So, yeah, we helped them build that system. I took some physics. I kind of know what some particles are. All right. Way to go, the milkman's kid. That's great. That's more than I can say for most people. You know what some particles are. Fantastic. I doubt you know how particles behave. What is the base root of physics in particle behavior? Says C0 Verge. I don't know what that even means. Mr. Miyagi event. Yeah. The sun. Wax on, wax off, Danielson. Wax on, wax off. Filaments on, filaments blast off. Space weather comes, space weather's mostly harmless. Oh, Gain, make sure you don't press subscribe. That way you'll never know if I stream again, and I won't have to read your idiotic comments or comment about how you should probably fix your diabetes before you go blind or something. We don't want to see retinopathy because you won't be able to see the videos and type idiotic comments. You'll have to use like voice to text, and who knows what that's going to type because there's no intelligence in the AI. Okay? So, but thanks for joining us, Gain. Hopefully you don't gain any more weight. If I had $1 for every time I gave a shit about what this guy said, I'd be broke. I'm sorry, did I lock you in a cage and prop your eyeballs open and force you to watch the stream? I don't recall doing that. So that comment could be just because you're a moron. We'll go with that. So many comments, folks. I mean, I feel so special. Like, I hope you're really mad. I hope you're really mad. I hope you think that I have a weak jaw. You want to punch me? I hope you have your hand insurance paid because you're going to break your hand and I'm going to laugh at you. TC_Gunslinger says it's not the airport. Don't have to announce your departure. Bye-bye. Bye. Dude, Earth is shaped like a croissant. See our Redbubble shop. There's a link in the description. Go to the Redbubble shop. Stop believing NASA's lies. Everybody knows that Earth is shaped like the French breakfast pastry, the croissant. Earth is croissant shaped. It's super obvious. Like, why do you think the poles have this strange weather in winter and summertime? It's because Earth is shaped like a croissant. Duh. Next, you can find the Redbubble merch shop in the description. Get yourself a shirt. Advertise. Croissant Earth. Stop believing NASA's lies about Earth being an oblate spheroid. Still just scrolling your comments here, folks. It's taken forever because there's so many. Orticide, I have a feeling you might be projecting, Orticide. Do you have too much estrogen in your diet? Are you having mood swings because your estrogen testosterone ratio is all jacked up? I mean, look, man, like take some creatine or something. Maybe grow a testicle and maybe you'll stop sucking at life so much. I don't know. Just putting it out there. I mean, I try to provide constructive criticism for stupid people. It's like 100 comments ago. Everyone gonna walk on water. Why am I the only one that can make your mom curl her toes? That's a good one. Mecha Pingus 3425 says, if everybody can walk on water, then why am I the only one that can make your mom curl her toes? I don't know. Maybe you're a podiatrist. That's my theory. Okay. Why are you filled with so much resentment? I'm sorry. Are you familiar with the motivations for why I say and do what I do? I don't think you are. Because if you could read my mind, you'd probably have an overload. But thanks for leaving a comment. It's adorable. Can you make rain, Science Boy, says God Y8W2X. I can definitely make rain. I can definitely make rain. It's super easy. All I got to do is evaporate some water, like, I don't know, using a teapot, and then just make it really cold. And that's all you got to do, because you have more water vapor. And then when it gets cold enough, it reaches a thing called dew point. And what happens? Does anybody know what happens when you reach dew point? That's 100% relative humidity. That's when rain or fog or sleet or snow happens. You know, the 4 kinds of precipitation? Yeah. Weather, basic meteorology that a junior high student can understand. I can definitely make rain, and you can too if you understand junior high physics. But you probably can't. Otherwise, you'd think rain is a magic, spooky spell. Oh, I like this one. Water_melon001 says, hello, my name's Baby Joey, and Baby Joey loves to play with his toys. So let me toy with you for a good old while, then I'll leave. You seem like a weak, silly man. This will be a fun old time. Ha. Oh my gosh, you got me, bro. You got me. So Mars bar is not a Milky Way. Mars bar is very much like a Snickers almond. Okay, the only difference between a Mars bar and a Snickers is that in a Mars bar, the almonds are in the nougat, and in a Snickers almond, the almonds are in the caramel, I believe, or it might be vice versa. But that's the difference. They're the same ingredients, and the nougat in a Mars bar is actually almond flavor, just like a Snickers almond. Now, you can't buy Mars bars in the US anymore, but I think they're still available in the UK. Just have a Snickers almond. It's so close to a Mars bar that it's damn near the same thing. You might not even notice a difference if you don't realize that the peanuts are just in a different layer or something. All right, let's see here. Oh, you got 836 subs. That's cool. Yeah, congratulations, Colorado Luke. Hopefully you're not being melted by all the hot air coming out of the state of Colorado, as there is certainly a lot of cultists in Colorado. Hopefully you're not a cultist. But if you've got 836 subs, that's pretty sweet. You are on your way to becoming a monetized channel. So yeah, congrats on that. And totally go sub right now if I was able to do so while this stream was happening, but I can't. So leave us a comment someplace else, and we'll check out your channel. Like you can't really compare a Milky Way to a Snickers or a Mars bar. They're totally different. And by the way, a Milky Way bar is not named after the galaxy. It's named after malted milk. So that's why the Milky Way is called a Milky Way. And it's because in a Milky Way bar, the the nougat is malted milk flavored. So it's like simulating a malted milkshake or something. That's why it's called Milky Way. It's got nothing to do with astronomy. I used to work for Mars. That's why I know. I was a subject matter expert for a short stint. Yeah, I mean, I can't address all these comments, but yeah, thanks for leaving them, everybody who has. It's taken forever to get through them, and I welcome that. It's all in good fun. Why don't we send people to Uranus? Because it takes far too long to get there, and people don't like going on missions that end in their demise. So that's why nobody wants to go to Mars because nobody wants the radiation exposure or a 10-month. Well, really, it's really a 2-year journey because it takes almost a year to get to Mars. Nobody's going to colonize Mars, probably ever. It's an idiotic idea. Should we go to Mars? Sure. I guess if somebody is that reckless with their own health that they're willing to get exposed to that much radiation, preferably around solar maximum, so that there's not quite as high cosmic ray flux. But sure, go to Mars. Walk on the surface, be that dude. Great. Hopefully come back and survive all that radiation exposure and, not be maimed by it. That would be great. As far as colonizing Mars, this is one of the dumbest ideas in the history of mankind. It would be the biggest boondoggle ever, as all the resources would have to be transported to. It's just so idiotic. Like the level of dumb, this idea of colonizing Mars, it's the kind of stupid shit that only Elon Musk could come up with. Like, what an absolutely overrated plonker that guy is. Just pathetic. A pathetic child. And his tweets look like some shit a 10-year-old puts out. It's fucking ridiculous. Who the hell would buy the stock? Who the hell would listen to the fraud? I mean, how many promises can you not fulfill before people go, dude, you're a fraud? See Elon Musk for details. I guess all of them. All of the frauds were not sufficient to convince anybody that he's a liar. It's fucking pathetic. Everybody wants a savior. Everybody thinks, oh, this guy, I can hitch my wagon to his star and he's going to pull me out of the shit that I'm in. Really? Really? You want a savior? What the hell? Elon Musk is not your savior, folks. Like, Elon Musk cares about you to the extent that you're going to provide money for his stupid projects and money for his smart projects. Most of his projects are fucking stupid. Plenty of comments in here that I can't address because they don't make sense. They're incoherent. If you are illiterate, please learn English before typing comments. Thanks! Weather is just a theory. Yeah, weather's a theory. So like temperature and humidity and like wind speed and like snow cover, that's all. That's all a theory. That's not data. Cheese pizza is just a theory. Yeah, this is like some kind of record for our live stream comments here. So congratulations on everybody who participated, because I don't think we've ever seen quite this many comments on a live stream. So yeah, I guess the channel's turned yet another corner. Maybe one day we'll even make it all the way to 6,000 subscribers. Ooh, 6,000. We're not going to celebrate that when that happens, by the way. Matthew Kershaw 3795 says, I got a stiffy, just in case anyone wanted to know. We definitely didn't. Yeah, stiffy is an underused word. I think we ought to bring that back, along with imbecile. Like imbecile's a good one. What about rubes? Wait, what are some other old timey terms we got to bring back? I forget. Booyah. Smash Staff wants to bring back booyah, but I disagree. I think booyah is an idiotic term. So let us know in the comments if you think we ought to bring back booyah. Booyah! I'm going to type a comment and then press send. Booyah! Don't do it. Don't do it. Actually, I don't hate Elon Musk. I don't hate anybody. Hating people is far too much work. Next. Elon Musk and Gates making out is art. What are you yapping about? Well, go look at the Twitter cover on the Twitter page. It's twitter.com/smashomash. We've got the art right there. Have you ever seen the profile? Probably not. Because the platform sucks. It's just as crap as Facebook, but for different reasons. It's just as pathetic as Facebook. Twitter, Meta, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, they're all massive jokes. These companies are pioneers in fraud, not in artificial intelligence. And ChatGPT. ChatGPT, oh my gosh. Lame loser models is what those things are, not intelligence. Musk is sending rockets to space. Musk isn't sending rockets to space. Musk is hiring people who knows how to build rockets, appointing himself as chief engineer without being an engineer, taking credit for shit that he didn't do, and other people are sending stuff to space. Elon Musk throws money at a problem, takes credit, and then dum-dums on the internet give him credit for doing things that he definitely did not and has no capacity to do. That is what Elon Musk does. Elon Musk buys stuff, takes credit for shit that he didn't do, and then tries to look cool on Twitter with shares and memes. The kind of shit that would amuse a 10-year-old. I don't know if Elon Musk got his ass kicked when he was 10 years old, like really bad, and like got sent to the hospital or something, but he seems trapped in a 10-year-old mentality. He's very concerned if you find the stupid stuff that he does cool or not. He's worried about how cool a thing is. And Elon is about as cool as the K Corona. Mooncake 2689 says, "Come on, bro. Calm down." Okay, bro. I'll calm down, bro. How calm am I? What's my blood pressure? You don't know shit. You don't know what you're talking about. So why don't you calm down and get a clue? I'm perfectly calm. This is like regular old everyday me. I could do a belly laugh at you right now, except you're not funny. You're just silly. Guy Mars and a chicken worship in 765. God, man, these comments, they just keep coming. Whether they make sense or not, they keep coming. Come on, bro. What are you talking about? Bro is a bro. I know, right? Bro, the next bro thing, bro, I'm going to say, bro, you, bro, might not even, bro, be able to, bro, comprehend, bro, what it is, bro. Your sentence, bro, might, bro, become, bro, incoherent, bro, if you say, bro, enough times, bro. See what I did there? Yeah, the lead in the water is strong with this chat. I mean, there are some extra special some people have ESP. They are extra special people. What's better, Fent or crack? Definitely crack. As an American, that's wild. I don't know what that means there. Gain. Have you been gaining weight during this stream, dude? Jeez. Get on a Stairmaster or something. Oh, sweet. Zio1 has Thanos skin. That's cool. You look like an eggplant. All right. Hopefully you have 5 or 6 infinity gems. I mean, that'll really make things look up for you. You'll be able to just rewrite the universe. That's kind of good. Yeah, chat's booming, bro. Chat's booming, bro. Bro, the chat, bro. It's booming, bro. Combat Geek says, bro, your skin, bro, is 100% bro thicker, bro, than mine, bro. You, bro, exfoliate, bro, with sandpaper. Yeah, that's kind of true. Combat Geeks 30, 6366. I like the name. That's good. Combat Geeks. I love it. Science Boy lives on the edge. Yeah, I'm a pro cyclist. So my road tires, the traction print is like this big per tire. So if that's not living on the edge, I don't know what is. I feel more comfortable on my bike than standing here in front of my stand-up desk. How you like them apples? There you go. You're concerned about the whisper hair weaseling its way out of my beanie. It's more of a Scully, but okay. There you go. Look, hair. Orosai, you shouldn't brush your teeth with sandpaper. It's going to hurt the enamel. Recommend using hydroxyapatite toothpaste until you replenish your enamel. Yeah, so many comments. I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive. Thanks, viewers. You're making this worth being a pushing 2 hour stream. So cheers. Yeah, baby oil confirmed. Yep, I've got some somewhere, and mine's lavender scented because, you know, you don't want to have roofies in your baby oil and not smell great while you're being knocked unconscious by the baby oil. Right? Right? What do you have baby oil without roofies dissolved in it? What are you, some kind of 2022 person? Like non-roofied baby oil is so 2021. Get with the program. Yeah, some great suggestions, some great comments, some brilliant questions. Yes, you're very special, and that doesn't mean you're useful. That is all too true. Where does one usually go for space weather? Well, you could look at the data, or you could look at our content. Um, we make the most comprehensive daily space weather content in the world. So we have rules to chat because we are free speech purists and we don't want people to spam. So if you spam, you will get muted, timed out, things like that. But besides that, you're encouraged to type all legal speech, whatever you want to type in there, as long as it's not a crime, we encourage it. We just hope it doesn't make you look like a dum dum because our other viewers will make fun of you, and so will I. Nicola Morris K2T says, Smash O Mash, what kind of name is that? It's a gaming name. So it was invented. The name was created in 1999 when I played Special Ops 2 Green Beret. Green Beret is my first foray into online gaming. That's where the name was created. The name has been since used to run scrim teams, run clan servers, message boards, entire scrim clans, like the whole deal. Like it's a gaming name. It's unique enough that we used it for our branding because it's unique enough that type in smashomash.com. You'll find us all over the internet. That's where the name came from gaming. I do play FPS, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, Battlefield 3, and DayZ, with a little bit of GTA. I do tolerate third-person perspectives because GTA is so good. If I can shoot lightning out of my eyes, I would not demonstrate it publicly because I wouldn't want anybody to know that I'm able to shoot lightning out of my eyes. What about you? See, my name is Daniel, so if anybody is judging me, judge away, because my name means my judge is God. So I don't care about your judgments. I answer to a higher power, and you can't do anything about that. So judge all you like. I'll laugh more. Yeah, the world is croissant shaped. See in the description, you'll see the Redbubble shop down there. Go explore the Redbubble merch. You will find the croissant Earth products. So stop believing NASA's lies about an oblate spheroid and learn that Earth is croissant shaped. Yeah, just getting through your comments here, folks. There's so many of them that if you are spamming, it's taking me forever to get to them. So hopefully you're not spamming. You'll find yourself timed out if you do. So just please don't do it. Like, be reasonable. Don't make me break out the admin capabilities. Bro Duo 2 says Uranus is so big. I know, right? It's a gas giant. Hopefully you're not vacuous and full of gas. The level is steady declining. Yeah, I'm getting bored. Geez. Man, oh man. I'm going to bring out the pop-up chat here so that I can maybe get to these comments. Just going to move this back. My goodness. I thought our viewers were made of sterner stuff. You want to talk cycling? I can certainly provide enough information about that. Twitter is insanely untough. Twitter is just pathetic. It's just full of science-denying idiots. I mean, Twitter, it's completely shattered. Like, it's worse than before Elon made it worse. It was bad. Elon Musk made it worse. He absolutely sucks. He's done some good things, a lot of idiotic things, misled investors for half a decade. Who the hell still listens to Elon Musk? He is a fraud. He is the definition of the word fraud. That is Elon Musk. He lies to investors and they thank him for it. It's actually a little disturbing, honestly. So Watermelon 001, we actually have a Discord channel. So that's in the description too. And you can find it all over social media. It's the proper way to contact us. If you want to send us an instant message, Discord is a place to do it. It actually works for communication, unlike YouTube comments. Like, YouTube comments are on a broken piece of software. YouTube, it's broken. The smartphone app doesn't work. The web-based app doesn't work. YouTube's broken. Like use the communication systems that gamers use, because we do shit that works. Gamers don't care about big tech. We laugh at Stadia and all of their other ridiculous attempts at streaming gaming. It's just a joke. It's just hilarious. I'm getting all kinds of advice here from people that don't operate YouTube channels, especially monetized ones. So thanks for all of that constructive criticism. Oh, don't have a green screen. Don't do this. Do that. Oh, take off the hat. Like, okay. How about you start a YouTube channel? We'll subscribe, and we'll see how many subs you have. We'll see how many. Are you over 1 million views yet? Like, yeah. I think we may be at the end of the comments. So yeah, thanks to everybody who's joined. Congratulations on realizing the channel exists. We're terribly sorry if you are very confused by English and by science, but you can learn. You can learn. You could probably even learn to read if you're just regular illiterate. So anyway, time to close this out. Thanks again, viewers. Space weather coming for New Year's Eve. We'll probably put out at least 1 or 2 more videos before then. So in the meantime, I've been your host, Dan, aka Smash-O-Mash, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. And until we stream again, or put out a short later today, may that solar wind be at your back.